Hey y'all, Bunkle here again. Another video for y'all. Hope you've been having a great day. Hope every day is a great one for you in one way or another. Look for the sunshine through the rain. Look for the peace. Look for the, I guess, just mental calm, if you can, state of mind. It's not always easy to find, but it's definitely worth just at least finding a few minutes to keep yourself grounded. I mean, we of course live in stressful times, and maybe all times are stressful in their own ways. And sometimes, of course, are more stressful than others. But I think it's important to find your place, find your peace, find your calm moments. I do know that my work, my day-to-day job, can definitely be one of stress. I'm a consultant in data by trade. I mentioned that on a couple of my other videos. And sure, there's absolute times of stress. There's absolute times of pressure. There's absolute times that got to get things done, deadline or systems down. And I'd say even more so as a consultant in many ways than as a full-time employee. Because as a consultant, maybe you're a bit higher paid than some others, but it's one of those things, if you screw up once, that's usually it. Anyway, so I guess slice of my life there, and going through card packs and coins and those kinds of things, and as well as other activities. I mean, I love going to the batting cages myself. Absolute fun. Some people like going to the golf range and hitting that. But yeah, I like the batting cages, and definitely doing some plinking or doing some crossbow. Just practice it. It helps. Just as far as that calmness, that place of peace. Sometimes maybe it's just going sitting there, a body of water, and saying a prayer, which I've definitely been known to do also. Anyway, enough about me and my life and all that other great stuff. There'll be other videos as far as that. In this one, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be opening 2 of these Jumbo Kajumbo Mumbo Bumbo packs of Topps Baseball 1987. Now, these Jumbo Kajumbo Jumbo packs, 100 cards plus 1 special rookie card in here. So that's always cool. Never know what you're going to find. Of course, on the 87 set, now, if you follow PSA or any of the other grading companies, and if you watch pricing, it seems like over the last months that there's been a good price jump on some of the PSA 10s in particular. PSA 9s also, and if you're an SGC person or an HGA or any of those other grading companies, we're seeing similar price movement, especially in the higher grades. I mean, to me, what we'd be looking for in these packs would be, of course, any Barry Bonds. The Barry Bonds would be one of your biggest hits out of these. Even back then, that was one of the ones that we were looking for back then. Your Bo Jackson, definitely. Your Barry Larkin rookie. I mean, think about Hall of Famers there. Absolutely, you want to find any kind of Hall of Famers. And I'd say not only just from a grading perspective, but if you're building a personal collection, why not? If you do cards for resale or as a side hustle, and I do cards partially as a side hustle, partially as I just enjoy it, and I'd say I've been a lifelong baseball fan, Yankee fan, born and raised, born not too far away from the stadium, so kind of was what it was. But yeah, I'd also say looking for in these Canseco's, Strawberries, Mattingly's, some of the leaders cards. Believe it or not, there's a couple common cards. If you take a look at the PSA website and take a look at the 1987 set, you'd be surprised at what some of the even common cards from this set are. There's also a couple errors or variations. A Dwight Gooden All-Star card that has the trademark on front versus one that does not have the trademark on front. The Don Mattingly card also, All-Star card. Some with the trademark, others without the trademark. So, either way, let's have some fun going through these. Let's pop the first pack. Now I got the Wall of Fame all set up there with the baseball diamond. For any good pulls that we have, I got the Frappers sitting on the side. And I got my handy dandy knife just so I don't do any damage trying to rip these open. Now, make sure when you're playing with knives you be careful and don't slice off any fingers because that might damage the baseball card. Now, I don't think there's any additional price value with part of your finger on a card. Now, this gum, I would say is, well, being that it's 35 years old, it's probably pretty bad. I have eaten gum from some of these packs from time to time. I don't suggest you do it. It's one of those things, I guess in some TV shows and older TV shows, they might have said, don't try this at home, kids. Well, I would not suggest it. All right, so let's get to some cards here. Enough of my babble. We got the Greg Matthews card with that horrible gum stain. And you can see it's got like a nasty stripe on the bottom, so we will just toss that one to the side. It's a good thing it's not a good card. You know, Hall of Famer with a gum stain, it's like, oh, I'm happy I pulled that card, but it's horrible. 1 second here, let me just do a little camera adjustment, because it looks like I might be pulled in a little bit too tight there, and y'all can't see the cards I'm seeing. All right, we got Butch Weiniger, Joe Carter, John Mizrak, Wally Backman, Candy Maldonado, Tom Henke, Jose Uribe, Buddy Biancalana, Bob Walk, Dennis Leonard, Marvell Wynn, Jim Rice, great card, Gerald Perry, Shawan Dunston. All right, we got a couple cards flipped in there also. Bob James. All right, Seattle Mariners leaders. Interesting card there. Mike Krukow, Ray Knight. All right, Pete Rose, manager card there. I'll keep him to keep on the side to frapper him up in a minute. R.J. Reynolds, Hubie Brooks, Mike Schmidt, absolutely wrapper that up. Now, that looks a bit off-center, top to bottom, left to right. And it's weird because it looks like maybe my eyes are off or something. I'm just not seeing things straight, but it looks kind of almost like a slanted cut there. Yeah, maybe I'm just seeing things wrong. Got Dickie Knowles, Randy Bush, Bob McClure. Got the Expos leaders, all right. Tony Walker, Rick Manning, Tony Bernazard All-Star. Now, on the two that I mentioned, the Dwight Gooden and the Don Mattingly, that's where the trademark would be, that little TM symbol there. So if we do find any of the Gooden or the Mattingly or any others, might not be bad to keep those on the side also. Got Bruce Sutter, great reliever there. Jeff Russell, Carl Willis, Mike Morgan, Wayne Krenchicki, Rick Sutcliffe. Got the Tigers leaders, Andre Thornton, Tony Walker, Rick Manning, Tony Bernazard, another Bruce Sutter, Jeff Russell, Mike Heath, Teddy Higuera, Greg Nettles. Weird to see him in a Padres uniform. A great Yankee third baseman. Davey Lopes, Cliff Speck, Ozzie Virgil, and Mike Schmidt. All right, that's Mike Schmidt All-Star card. Now, I'm seeing that does not have any kind of... Oh, yeah, it does. So on the National League, the trademark is above the logo, but I'll keep that on the side. Interesting how many duplicates were in that little pack there. Yeah, I know as a kid, as a teen, I would have thrown a fit in some ways, getting doubles of scrubs in a pack. But you know what? After a while, you just know that during these years, it definitely was part of the way that they did card packs. Now, the 87 in particular was, in my mind, pretty notorious. 86, 87, 88, and 89. If you knew what card was on top, and in particular in rack packs, if you opened enough of them, you knew what was going to be underneath, because they all followed a pattern. All right, we got part number 2 of this Jumbo Kajumbo Fat Pack. Be interesting to see who the rookie star card is. Maybe I should pop that a little bit more. All right, and we got Mark Eichhorn. Not much to write home about. Ken Schrum, Charles Hudson, Leon Durham, Greg Brock, Kent Oberkfell, Steve Boris, Charlie Leibrandt, Rob Woodward, Gary Carter, great card there, Tom Waddell, Steve Crawford, Don Carmen, Jim Leland, and we got some flippage going on here again. Okay. Bob Carney, Chris Brown, Brian Gilkers, Jim Morrison, Mookie Wilson, Jamie Quirk, Bob Welch, Dad Bosley, Marty Barrett, Steve Fireovid, Franklin Stubbs, Mike Heath, Tracy Jones, Shane Raleigh, Corey Snyder, Gold Cup card there, Domingo Ramos, Dwayne Ward, Blue Jays leaders. All right, got a Rocket Roger, record breaker there. Keep that up over there. Dick Williams, Ron Davis, Twins leaders, John Cerruti, Earl Weaver. You actually didn't always see him smiling. I remember some of the tantrums or fights that he'd have on the field for his players. Tracy Jones, Shane Raleigh, another Corey Snyder, another pack of doubles here. Domingo Ramos, Dwayne Ward again, Blue Jays leaders again. Aquino, Mitch Williams, Joel Skinner, Ray Soff, Terry Poole, and Dave Henderson. Horribly cut card there, top to bottom. Just figure I'd make a mention on that. So, yeah, not that great of a pack. Not all that thrilling, not all that. Did not get any of the 3, 4, 5 that we'd be looking for. But that's okay. We got the second pack there, and not everyone is going to line up to be the same. I think sometimes, especially if you dealt the hand, you got to be happy with that hand and do what you can with it. All right, I will keep that one over off to the side there. Sorry, Gary Carter, but actually it might be kind of appropriate. You're far behind the plate. Got to keep you behind the plate. All right, now we got the second one here with that gum all busted up in there. All right, got pack number 2 of these Jumbo Kajumbos. Now, I do know as a kid I didn't really look for these jumbo packs. They had them in the Woolworths or other what they used to call 5 and dime stores around my area in New York, and it was a bit far, and I wasn't really excited to go to those. I would have much rather gotten the rack packs or the wax packs. All right, the Jim Beattie card is the gum damage, so sorry, Jim Beattie, you're going to beat it. All right, Ron Oyster, Mike Lacoste, R.J. Reynolds, Hubie Brooks, Mike Schmidt. Got another Schmitty card there. So that's 2. Dickie Knowles, Mitch Webster, Dick Hauser, Mickey Hatcher, Keith Hernandez, Scott Bankhead, Ken Daly, Darryl Motley Crew, Julio Franco, Roger Mason, Tom Seaver. Great pitcher with the Mets. Great pitcher with the Reds after that. Gerald Perry, Shawan Dunston, Eddie Whitson, Joel Davis, Paul Assemaker, Muncher, Juan Samuel, Carmen Castillo, Sammy Stewart, Craig Reynolds, Todd Worrell, Ron Kittle, missing his glasses there, guess he lost them, Tom Nieto. That super brow going on there is pretty funny. Montreal Expos. All right, we got the Texas Rangers leaders. Concepcion, Big Red Machine card. Rod Scurry. Eckersley, Hall of Famer there. Chris Bosio, Ray Quinones, Rod Karkovice, Gary Matthews, Pat Dodson, Dave Magadan, Jose Cruz, Mickey Brantley, Jose Guzman, Mark Salas, Phil Necro, Hall of Famer there. Got Dave Kingman, John Morris, Bruce Hurst, Maury Wills, turn back the clock there, Cliff Johnson, and another Jack Morris. So yeah, both of these cards, both of these jumbo packs seem to have had some doubles. I mean, it's never a bad day when you get multiple Mike Schmidt cards, that's for sure. Okay, we'll keep him next to Clemens. And I'll put Seaver over here next to Gary Carter. I don't know why, just because. All right, we got the second part of this pack. Let's get rid of that brick gum. Up, there we go. All right, pop that. All right, and Dave Magadan is our 1987-86 rookie. Larry Parrish, Danny Cox, Dwight Lowry, Marty Barrett, Steve Fireovid again, Alex Trevino, John Candyman Candelaria. Had a good career with the Pirates. Pat Sheridan, Tony Gwynn, nice card there. Going to frapper that in a minute. Chris Bando, Vince Coleman, Damasco Garcia, Cal Daniels. Not bad there. John Felski, Freddie Lynn. Again, odd seeing him not in a Red Sox uniform. Ernie Riles, Calvin Schiraldi, Bob James. The Mariners leaders, Alfredo Griffin, Tim Lawler, Wolford, Dennis Powell, Rafael Belliard, Charlie Huff again. Sparky Anderson. Now him, he always, every card he's ever been in, every card I've ever seen of him, looks like an absolute wonderful person to be working with. Just your prototypical cranky old manager type. Ed Lynch, always got a laugh out of that card with the 5 neck going on, like he's completely stunned or something. That whole look that he's got, very suspicious look. What are you doing? All right, we got the Reggie, turn back the clock. Nice card there, big Reggie fan. Bill Caudill, Juan Berenguera, Tony Bernazart, Andy McGaffigan, Rick Anderson, Doyle Alexander. Got the Chi Sox, White Sox leaders. Atley Hammaker, Mike Lloyd, Brad Havens, Dane Yorg, Devon White. Another one that's looking like very mysterious, very suspicious, like somebody snuck that picture in on him. Tom Paciorek, Roberto Clemente, turn back the clock. All right, we got the Kansas City Royals leaders. Eric Shaw, Lance Parrish. Well, that's interesting. Wonder if that's one of the errors, because I'm not seeing any trademark on that one. Interesting. I'll look that one up later. Gary Renicky. Turn back the clock. Yaz. Nice card there. Okay, now this, oddly, this checklist in a PSA 10. Now, checklist, bleh. But in a PSA 10, for some reason, this is over $100. Now, I don't know. I don't know if I'd ever pay $100 for it, but I mean, if you're somebody who has something on the set registry and you're trying to put together a full set of PSA 10s, I'm sure that there's not that many of those around. So you know what? For a goof, I'm going to wrapper that up. I'll take a look-see at it later. Got Chet Lemon and Mark Bailey. Now, I should probably pull the Ed Lynch out of there also, just thinking about it, because, again, that's one of the common cards in PSA. For some reason, I'm not the one who writes the book. I'm not the one who bids it up. I'm not the one who sets the prices. But for some reason, that also, now that would not be, in my mind, a PSA 10. The top to bottom is centering is pretty rough. Maybe a 70-30 or 65-35, something like that. But for some reason, this one also is over $100. This is the Expos leader. So I guess the lesson here is you can't just pass up your regular common scrub cards. You really got to take a look at them, check your corners, check your edges, check your centering, because some people are paying for these. That's definite. I mean, they don't end up, first of all, graded and sold, and it's multiple sales of a PSA 10, if I'm not mistaken, of the Ed Lynch. So yeah, definitely, you got to keep going through your cards, look at them when you're popping packs or whatever. Be real careful, be real diligent about how you treat them, because you know what? You might turn something that's $100 into something that's about 2 cents in 5 seconds flat. Anyway, y'all take care. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment, thumbs up, subscribe, all of that great stuff. And I will see you again soon. Make sure you check out the other videos I have posted on my channel. Baseball, football, golf cards, some basketball up there. Collection buyouts and purchases, all of that stuff, as well as other topics as well. Some things on the resellers game, coins. If they're not up already, they're going to be going up shortly, that's for sure. Anyway, y'all take care. Stay well. Stay blessed. Bunkle out.